Why don't people want to do asset management? Why do people, not believe in policies? Oh man, no one's got a policy for everything.
Right,
Well,
right.
I
People
feel like
are
that gets to
overwhelmed.
something. Yeah.
Cognitive load. I will come back to cognitive load. There's never enough people to do all the cybersecurity stuff that you want to do. So a lot of people carry a lot and they are going to naturally do the job or the job to be done that they believe is most important, whatever that might be. Okay. Your compliance people are like, we're not compliant. Like your SOC analysts are like, oh, we're missing detections. Like people just get very specialized. Um, and it's hard because oftentimes there's not enough money in an organization or a small to medium sized business, especially. But even the larger businesses don't invest in like, we're taking a breath. Nobody wants to take a breath. Everyone wants to go. Right. And so we're running. We haven't taken a deep breath. We're running and we're sprinting. And I think quantum and basic fundamentals of cybersecurity is a marathon. Take deep breaths, pace yourself, do the fundamentals, regulate your breathing. I think that's the thing. We're all in a really big rush and understandable because the threats are real, right?
Hmm.
The threats are real. We are like trying to build a cyber resiliency. We know there's bad people and bad actors out there, and everyone's just like trying to do their best and they're in a sprint.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's something that Dustin and I talk about a lot, that cybersecurity at the end of the day is a cost center, right? There's very few instances, unless you're a cybersecurity company, where cybersecurity will make you money. The whole idea is it'll keep you safe, right? And it's really hard to help people understand that when something hasn't happened, which in a lot of instances something has happened, they just haven't noticed, right? And so I appreciate the perspective of the cognitive load, especially when it is a profession that can lead to a lot of burnout if not managed appropriately. That's why we really advocate self-care
100%.
and taking time to breathe. A lot of times one of the biggest signs of burnout is you don't even know you're burnt out, right? So I think that's a really good perspective on that.
Yeah, I feel like there is a lot of catastrophization that happens around new technology. We're currently in the middle of the AI catastrophization. We've been in the blockchain catastrophization, and the funny thing about Q Day that I've kind of noticed is, like, I remember probably 10 years ago, people being like, in 5 years, Q Day will happen, and now I'm like, okay, where'd that go? That came and went, right? And so I think NIST has some guidance on that. I think it's like 2036 is
Right,
when they
right.
think, like, that's when they're projecting it to hit. But even that, like, there are still some pretty substantial scientific discoveries and leaps that need to happen before that's even reached. And so I love your answer, Jen, because it is just like, if we stop and take a breath and we return to basics, then we will be prepared for whatever is going to come. And sure, now we have, because NIST started working on it, we have um, quantum uh, algorithms that are secure against quantum, right? That can protect against quantum even today. Which I still say, like, I'll believe when I see it, kind of thing. We got to wait till we actually
Yeah.
get there with quantum to
Prove it.
see if it's going to work. But at least we're working on it now, right? So it's kind of like, all right, we're already ahead of the game. In the meantime, but I did also feel like people use it as a reason to then not worry about what's going on right now. Where they're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, when quantum comes out, it's just going to wipe everything out. So, like, why don't we even, why are we worried about it? It's like, because it's not here yet, and it's going to be a very long time. Even when it does get here, it's still going to be a long time until it's commercialized, and then it's going to be a long time. I mean, there's so many facets that kind of go into this. So, but you're absolutely right. We're turning to basics, taking a breath, realizing where we're at, realizing where we're going. Those are really,
And
really
what
important
steps
things.
you can
I love
take?
that you said that.
And what
What's
steps you
that?
can take, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's still, like,
yeah,
this idea, like, can you just go back to, like, do you understand what part of your inventory would be vulnerable? It's not
yeah.
everything.
No,
So
yeah.
you have, taking small steps alleviates anxiety, right? Anxiety is not knowing the future. So we have this anxious stance. We have this anxious stance about what is technology going to do? Oh my God. And because we're projecting so far into the future, instead of taking, like, what can I change in the moment now? Like, what do I actually have control of? You have control of your inventory. You have control how you want to secure that. You have control over who can see it, who should
Mhm.
see it, and how are you going to classify it? And these are steps you could take, but it's like anything fundamental, right? Like it's like starting an exercise program or anything else, you just got to start with basics. People want to get to the other end very quickly. I think we're just so outcome based, like secure against quantum, instead of like what are fundamental things I can do now that will build that layer. It's like I lock my door every night. It doesn't mean that my house can't somehow like, get destroyed in a different way, but I'm not going to not lock my door because I think some future state, all doors are going to be automatically unlocked. I don't know. That's a bad analogy, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
No, I get it.
I'm
I think
still
we have
It's
to
going to
actually a
try.
take,
pretty good analogy. It's
yeah,
pretty
like
effective.
gaming.